Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yashala, Koholoyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash, double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well. The by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Shachanan the Waf just coming at you with another quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I just want to touch on another, basically another female cop, another sister, or another, Israelite woman getting killed, and trying to be a police officer, man. Like, hey, these jobs are not for you women, man. Yeah, you can say we're living in the 21st century. That was Old Testament. That was in the, that was old. That was way back in the days. But there were no women police officers, man, when the Lord was walking the earth, man. And it should be that way to this very day. But you have Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. His kingdom is ran so backwardsly, or, just so upside down, that this type of thing is happening. And the women are such criminals. Women are even worse damn criminals than men now, in a lot of cases, man. But as you can see, real nice looking Israelite woman, You can tell that, what I'm saying, she took the little cute selfie in her squad car, right? But she look like she's ready to go to a wedding, man. She don't look like she's ready to go to combat. Here you go. You got you selfieing it up with your uniform on, looking all cute. You see what I'm saying? But you out here trying to do a man's job. It's men police officers that are getting smoked, man. You see? But let's get some of this. It says, family, friends bid farewell to officer killed while on duty. This is the Associated Press. In Greenville, Mississippi. Family and friends and the community she served bid farewell Friday to the Greenville police officer killed earlier this month as she responded to a call. Governor Tate Reeves ordered flags to be flown at half-staff in honor of Detective Maisha Stewart, 30, who was shot to death October 11th, news outlets reported. So she was shot to death, see? Come on, man. Damn. Come on, man. It says services will be held at the Washington County Convention Center, at which the Mississippi Highway Patrol Honor Guard, along with other state Department of Public Safety officials, attended. A visitation was held Thursday, followed by a procession by a sea of blue through the streets of Greenville. Sean Tyndale, commissioner of the Mississippi Department of Public Safety, and I'm assuming that's a Colonel, Randy Jen of Mississippi Highway Safety Patrol, said in a statement that they met with Stewart's family. Okay, all right, during a visitation to offer their support and condolences, of course, yeah. Detective Stewart was a true hero who gave the ultimate sacrifice, protecting the men and women in her community, Tyndale said. We at DPS will continue to provide support and prayer to Detective Stewart's family and friends during this time. Yeah, that's only going to be for a moment, and that's going to be it. They're going to forget about her like they're going to forget about any criminal they've ever shot down. It says in the statement after her death, Reeves said he was saddened by the loss of Stewart and asked for prayers for her family and the Greenfield Police Department. It says her bravery and selfish service to her community will be remembered, Reeves said. We are safer because of the tireless commitment of her and police officers around the state to keeping our families safe. Man, not a job for you women, I'm telling you. At an earlier news conference, you see these these police officers, man, they be in TikTok videos with the tight-ass police uniform on, bouncing their ass, twerking, with the gun on the hip, with the taser, just in uniform. Even the women in the Army, they be doing that too. TikTok challenges and shit like that, man. They're not taking that job seriously, man. That's a real, you can get it. That's a job where you can get into a situation where it's really life or death right on the spot, man. You don't know who you running up on. You don't know who you pulling over. You don't know who you serving a warrant to. You see? It says at an earlier news conference, Greenfield Mayor Eric Simmons said Stewart exemplified the willingness to be one of the men and women who run to danger when others run away, and the heart and courage she exhibited by putting fear aside to help others. I bet she wished she hadn't been a police officer while she was bleeding out. The family is hurt. Our community is hurt. No one understands this more than the brave men and women standing here on the steps beside me. The brave men and women who wake up every single day of their lives to protect and serve this community. In her final act, she leaves a legacy of duty, honor, strength, courage, and service. An officer who, not so long ago, left the academy and moved quickly up the ranks to become an investigator with the Greenville Police Department. To know investigator, Stewart was to respect her work, and to love her as a person. In the midst of this tragedy and true to her legacy, we rise in the face of adversity. Come on, man. Look, this lady is not, and she probably on her monthly sitting up in a squad car with a male police officer, you know, going out arresting people, touching on them, defiling them. No, women are not supposed to be out and about like that, man, on these jobs and shit. A damn police officer? I would never want a woman to be a police officer, my partner, if I was a police officer. That just wouldn't be, no, I wouldn't want that, because she's the weaker vessel. If a scuffle ensues, I just done a video a couple of weeks back with a lady police officer, and the guy had her down on the ground, fucking her up. And if it wasn't for some innocent bystanders, some men running up to get this guy off of her, she would have been fucked up because she couldn't handle him. And she was out there by herself. She didn't even have a partner. She was jumping out on a traffic stop. This guy had her all up around the throat. She couldn't do nothing. And then once the guys, matter of fact, once it was two guys that was on top of the guy, along with her, that guy was so strong, it still took him a minute to kind of get him rolled over, where she's struggling trying to get the handcuffs on him. She never would have beat that guy had there been, if that was a situation where it was just her and that guy and no one else was out there, that would have been, she'd have been done, man. Salakia. Okay, Salakia at the plantation. Okay, but let's get this guy here. Okay, so it says, meanwhile, Camarcus Charles, 29 of Greenville, has been charged with capital murder in Stewart's death. Bond information and whether he is represented by an attorney was not immediately available. Stewart graduated from high school in Greenville. She majored in criminal justice at nearby Delta State University, where she played basketball in 2013-14 season. Stewart is survived by a 3-year-old son and her parents. See, it doesn't mention her husband though. She's not survived by her husband. Greenville, with the population of about 28,775 people. Okay, we don't need all that. But anyway, let's just go into a scripture, because this is something that just, kind of, yeah, the women are the weaker vessel, man. Matter of fact, let's get that first. You're not about to be out here wrestling down no 200, 300-pound man, especially if he's in shape, man. Hell, the average Jake that smoke a pack of Newports a day and just in the worst conditions, you can't handle a man that big, man. It can be a smaller guy. Now, you got some women, they go work out and they do all this shit, but man, come on, man. But this shows you, this is how backwards this Esau Edom, the so-called white man's kingdom is, man. Where he's got women out here wrestling with big-ass men trying to put handcuffs on them, man. Because that authority of you just having that badge, that gun, that don't mean that people are going to listen to you. You might be able to talk to them in a calm way. You trying to de-escalate and this, that, and the third. But people they just don't like authority like that. Because they looking at TV, they understand that, and a lot of the times, a lot of these officers be on some bullshit. Because they're supposedly be doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because they are the ministers of Yahweh. And I'm going to go into that. But these officers are just as fucking wicked as these damn criminals they running down. A lot of them are, man. We got to call it straight. 1 Peter 3:7, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of light, that your prayers be not hindered. See, the women are the weaker vessel. That's the point that I wanted to make with this scripture. But let's go into, yeah, man, hey, you women, don't let the so-called white man fool you into thinking that you can do what a man do. That is straight witchcraft and sorcery. That man done told you a complete damn lie when he said that you can do what he can do. That's a lie, man. And he pushed that shit on TV like it's, because whenever you watch these cop shows, all these cop shows, it's always the women that's making the arrest. She's the one that's got to save the man out of the hands of a criminal. She's the one jumping across the fucking counter of a bar or, a table. Or you see it. She slide across the hood of a car. They show you these cop movies and try and place these women on these pedestals in these movies and got you thinking that, hey, look, in real life, it don't work like that, man. Well, let's get 1 Timothy 2:11. It says, let the woman learn in silence and with all subjection. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. She's not supposed to be out here barking orders at no man, man. And generally, that's a real trigger for men. Men don't like just in general. That's just a mechanism that's just within a man where they're not with a woman fussing at them, man, and coming at them, and especially not no fucking strange woman. We're living in this society where a lot of simps, they're out here. They take a lot of that shit. But in general, men don't like that. That a woman that you've never met in your life, all of a sudden she's barking orders at you, telling you to turn around, put your hands behind your back. Come on, man. It don't work like that. Now let's go. Salakia. Let's go into the law, or let's go into Romans as far as like authority figures, right? Salakia. Okay, Salakia. Yeah, I'm at the plantation doing something. I'm gonna get this one scripture though, and I'll end out here. But Romans 13:1. And it goes, you see the title, it says respect authority. I'm driving right now, so I'll get it out real quick. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. So these powers, these men, these police officers are ordained by Yahweh. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. Now, when you think about that as well, too, because the Lord he's the ultimate authority. So she's actually going against the powers of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai just by usurping authority over the man, because the scriptures clearly tells you don't do it. This is what the Lord wrote out. So in reality, she's in trouble. I mean, she's breaking the ultimate law. You see what I'm saying? She's breaking the ultimate law. Now you have this carnal law. Let's get the rest. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. So she had no fear of the power, which is ultimately Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But check this out right here. Now, this is going off into these, so-called police officers or whatever they call them today. For he is the minister of God to thee for good, not for she. It's not saying they, them, these pronouns that they're trying to use. It says for he. Because when this was written, the matter of fact, it was pretty much, the Romans, you had centurions and all this other. Those were men. Those were not women, man. It says, for he is the minister of Yahweh to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister. See, there you go with the he again. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. See that? So this talking about a he, man, not no damn she's. One sec. Okay, Salakia, yeah, at the plantation, had to do something real quick. But anyway, let's get that again, verse 4. For he is the minister of Yahweh to thee for good, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of Yahweh, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So this is going off into men, man. You clearly see it says he, man. Matter of fact, because and I'm willing to bet you the very people that disagree with this will tell you they Christians. And they got I'm not sure what the word he would be in the Hebrew right off. But anyway, I mean, even when you go into the book of Numbers, chapter 1, and it goes off into the genealogy of the men being the genealogy of your family being men, basically. It goes off into it, though. It goes off into it. Let me see here. Okay, so Salakia, let's go off into this Numbers chapter 1 real quick. And this goes off into the registration of Israel's troops. This is the army. And pretty much, hey, these damn these police departments are like militaries now. They straight like military. They'll pop up on your ass, man, and look like they doing drills in Iraq. Okay, it says verse 1, and Yahweh spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the month in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families by the house of their fathers. See, with the number of their names, every male by their poll. So it's saying by the house of their fathers and every male. And then it goes off into from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. Thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. So this is going off into men that were 20 years old and upward. It's not no women. You with no damn women joining on. Hey, look, you ain't want no parts of no war. Hell, some of the men, the scriptures even talk about if you had fear, stay your ass at home. You know when no woman running around out there with no clinking on no swords, man, with no shields, trying to throw no damn javelin on no spear, man. Now, a woman may be able to pull out a gun, but women are way too damn emotional anyway to even have a job to be a police officer, man. That authority, that power, oh my goodness, man, it goes to their head. They act a goddamn fool. Like, for real. But as you can see, she got her ass shot down. Now, did it say that she actually got at? No, she didn't get at the person that shot her ass down. He's in jail. He's still alive. And how he got out of it and wasn't killed himself, he might have been an Edomite, so-called white man, because the so-called white man can get away with shooting at your ass, and they come out unscathed. A Negro can have his hands up and get shot all up. But anyway, verse 4 says, and with you there shall be a man of every tribe, everyone head of the house of his father. See, this is going into men. This is how you know the genealogy of a race, so to speak, because that man carries the seed, and he busts off in that woman. That woman is like earth, or she's like dirt, so to speak. She give that seed nutrients, and once that seed is brought forth, that is the seed of that man. You see? But these so-called white people will tell you that you biracial, you mixed, you all these different things that they say with their medical terms. And this man is upside down and backwards as hell. This right here ought to let you know that he's upside down and backwards as hell. Why would you have women in your army, or women on your police department, man? And I get it, because you live in a nation where women are so fucking out of order. And then they got all these laws where, men can't touch these women, or they need a woman officer to search a woman. That's not necessarily true. You a fucking criminal. Hey, we searching your ass, kids, all. But you live in a nation where the women are out of control. So when the women are out of control, they become fucking brute beast criminals, just like these men, man. This is the kingdom that this man is running. But like I said, look at her. Cute. She looking cute. Got her hair done. eyebrows done. You think that this was and I'm willing to bet you this is one of her Instagram pictures or some shit. See, you trying to look like you going out to the fucking club to have martinis. In the meanwhile, you in a industry of damn animals, man. Insane. But in the meanwhile, and on your monthly, defiling everything. You know, the scriptures goes off into a woman basically having to be away for a week. There's still countries that do that. Women can't be around men in those eastern regions over there still to this very day. Hey, they got a place out back or a secondary home or secondary house or whatever, where when a woman comes on her monthly period, she has to get away from the rest of the family because she's going to defile everything. That's biblical. So now here you go, you jumping in a squad car, you touching all over people, you all at the police station touching on shit, you all at the coffee dispenser, you know, you all out at the bodega getting a hot dog or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Hey, we're going to go back into righteousness, though. We're going to go back into righteousness, man. And there ain't no apologies about these types of lessons, man, because we got to put these lessons out there. We got to do these types of lessons because our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. You women don't have no business going and joining this white man's police department, man. This man done caused all the criminality that you see out here, and you gonna you gonna go and fight for this man's war and all this other shit. You are out your damn mind. So, and the scripture talks about who would pity a charmer. We don't pity. I'm not pitying the fact that she got smoked. Now, we love our people, but when you're going against the scriptures and that judgment comes, then we about judgment. We're about real judgment. She might have been somewhat about whatever kind of whatever judgment, but we're about true judgment. And that judgment comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And that judgment from the Lord, his laws are far above the laws that are on this damn planet that the so-called white man is coming up with. Because this man got laws where a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. So that lets you know how backwards his ass is. Why would you be running behind somebody like that and listening to somebody like that, man? This man will give you, he's reckless, man. Then when she gets shot up and killed, now all of a sudden she was this hero. And she was this beloved person. We loved her. She was the best investigator. Get the hell out of here, man. Should have been with the man that she had that 3-year-old with and rearing her son up at the house, man, in order. Anyway, well, with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala.